Ladies and gentlemen, I am really excited because Paragon, the Epic team, the lore team, has finally released some lore in the form of a little, very short story. The part of a story, part one, regarding Countess. I never thought this sort of content would come out from the team, that it would be somehow tied to the game, or that it looks like this is going to be a thing. And you know what? What a fantastic opportunity to have another series. Have a Tales of Agora storytelling series here on the channel. Amazon is the tried and true way of shopping for anything you need or want at the lowest prices. Support the channel at no cost to you by doing your Amazon shopping through the link in the video description. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into it, I want to say that all of the screenshots, all of the art that you're about to see is from the community. It's not me in any way. There's Tanya Paragon, there's NovaBunny, there is the Sneaky Brothers, there's a ton of stuff from Reddit. So I take no credit whatsoever for any of this art, simply showcasing it, and I really, really hope you guys enjoy. Alive again. Two young noblewomen leaned against each other on a divan, their throats agape. Past their lifeless bodies, a woman and a man danced in an elegantly appointed ballroom. One smiling, the other sweating. The only sound was the scrape of the woman's heels on the polished floor. "Countess," the noblewoman said, "the rural nobles grow restless. They ask after their daughters, and, oh, Vitaly, if you are no longer useful, I can make other arrangements." Countess breathed into her ear. She held the man close, her nails piercing his back and keeping his posture straight. "Surely you don't expect me to accept common serfs?" Baron Vitaly's facade cracked. "Never, my lady. I will continue to offer you tribute. I thought you might." For centuries, she'd witnessed the petty, tedious, unchanging nature of humanity. None of it surprised her. She felt as if she were repeating conversations she'd had 50 years ago. A tapping on the door saved her from having to carry on this farce. "Come," Countess called sweetly, and the door opened to reveal a terrified page. "My lady, there's a foreigner in the square, demanding to see you, with huge armor." "Well," she said, "visitors to our city are rare enough, but making demands is a bit rude, don't you think, Baron?" She strode toward the balcony door, the page shrinking from her as she passed. "Good boy," she murmured. "Tell everyone that there will be a fresh corpse in the square by morning." She stepped onto the balcony and surveyed her city. Grayed buildings huddled under Velikov's perpetually cloudy sky. Sunset had passed, and her people were huddled in their homes, terrified of the darkness. A cacophony of yelling and clashing steel reached her ears. "Is someone fighting in my city?" Countess crouched on a rooftop and looked down at the square, lit by the scant moonlight forcing its way through the clouds. A tall woman clad in an enormous suit of armor dominated the plaza. She held a great axe in one hand and a massive shield in the other. Three of Velikov's guardsmen lay at her feet, bleeding and unconscious. The warrior seemed unfazed by the fight she just won. As Countess considered her next move, the woman looked directly up at her, pointing the axe. "You! I tried to tell your lackeys that my quarrel wasn't with them, but they wouldn't listen." Countess dropped effortlessly to the cobbled square, drew her twin blades, and considered the woman. "Ah," she murmured, "whom did I kill? A lover? A sibling? My father! He was a merchant, traveling to— Spare me the details, child. I won't remember any of them." "I will have justice. Yes, yes, I am familiar with it. Shall we?" As she finished speaking, Countess leapt forward, blades poised to take the woman's eyes. The warrior pounded her great axe onto her own shield, sending out a shockwave that threw Countess back, slamming her into the side of the building. She slid to the ground. Dazed, she scrambled back to her feet, shaking her head. It had been a long time since she'd felt pain like that. This could be interesting. The warrior charged, axe held high. Countess reached for the darkness and vanished. She reappeared on the warrior's back and brought her swords arcing down, but the woman spun around, slamming the shield into her and throwing her to the ground. She landed, rolling to soften the impact. How could this armored woman be so fast? If she was not augmented by magic, she must have spent years in training. Just for me, Countess thought. I'm flattered. The woman was almost upon her again, swinging her great axe. Countess rolled aside an instant before it cut into the cobblestones, throwing sparks. She leapt to her feet, but the warrior's shield bashed her. She felt her ribs shatter, and her ankle snapped as she tumbled to the ground again. Armored feet kicked and stomped her. Blows from the shield rained down upon her. She dodged most, rolling and twisting, but there were too many. In desperation, she crawled between the warrior's legs and dragged herself to her feet. She could only limp toward the center of the square, trying to get her bearings. I am Terra, the warrior declared, coming after her. I will free this land from you and my father's soul. To rest. Countess tripped over her unconscious guardsman. She rolled onto her back and looked up to see the warrior, axe raised, ready to end it. But the woman paused, glaring down at her. Her eyes darted past Countess. That hesitation was all Countess needed. She reached for the darkness, further than she had ever gone before. Her body nearly ripped apart, existing for a moment in two places at once. Then she was gone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys want this to be a ongoing series here where we go over the tales of Agora? Please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, guys, and of course, guys, subscribe. If you guys found this enjoyable, somehow helpful, please subscribe so I can do it for you later. Please check down in the video description for a link to my website. All my decks are merchandise store. You can get a cool shirt like this one, and of course, my Amazon affiliate links. Till next time, like always, guys, stay optimistic and positive.